Um, Hello guys, I'm back to do another video. And today's message of what I want to go over today is mainly just touching briefly on a situation that one of my JC gang members was actually told me a story of what they're going through. And so pretty much I wanted to come on here. I'm trying to wait for a couple more people to get in the live. Okay. So pretty much the message for today is, hi Marsha. The message for today is going over of how you've been reborn, right? You've been reborn and you've been changed, right? And so I really wanted to cover and go over this message because I'm not going to say her name, but I did have one of our JC gang members reached out to me, and she was telling me a story of pretty much, she is an ex-stripper. And like I tell you guys, I don't pass any judgment on anyone. So I want you to understand and mind your comments before you mention it here, okay? I just felt like I wanted to go live with this because this has been a topic that has been weighing on me and that I wanted to cover. And so she reached out to me, and she's actually an ex-stripper. And her whole story was, her background. She had been abused by her father. And she had been abused by her father. And so she kind of resonated with me when I went over the abuse that I had actually gone through at a young age when I was in foster care. And so that was one of the reasons why she said she started watching me and getting closer to the Lord, because she felt like she could resonate. She felt like how I was bringing it, that she actually wanted to get closer to God, because I wasn't condemning her. I didn't judge her. When she initially reached out to me and she told me that she used to strip. And so the thing was, when she came back and she told me this story, she said that I encouraged her to stop stripping. And that encouragement came from one of the videos that I did about a rose is still a rose. And she said she cried and she just really wanted to change her life, but she felt like so many people shunned her from the church. And she wanted to change her life, and she felt like she was being judged. And so one of the things of why she said, and she mentioned that she started following me, was because she said she initially got into stripping because of the abuse. And when she heard me tell her in that video that, your body is a temple, that no matter what you've gone through, no matter what people say about you, you get me what I'm saying? People will try to destroy you and break you with their words. And deep down inside, they're fighting with something themselves. But I always tell you guys, you have to watch people, man. You got to pray for people, because we all have things of which we're trying to battle. None of us are perfect. And so the thing about it is, she was actually able to resonate and connect with me. And she said, you're one of the reasons why I wanted to get closer to the Lord and why I stopped stripping. And so I had to reach out to her and call her about that. She emailed me, I had to reach out and I had to call her. And we both was just crying on the phone, because it was like, I've gone through that with people calling me a hoe and people calling me a shone. They don't even understand. People don't even understand, man, what you've gone through in your life that caused you to go down a certain path. You have so many people that try to judge you, that try to put their mouth on you, man. They jump on the bandwagon and, because somebody else and so, and I heard it through the grapevine. They don't try to fact check nothing. They just sit up here and they cause more stress, or they sit up here and gossip and spread rumors. And see, the thing is, we still have to go home at the end of the day. Just like I had to go home, and I was fighting with that mentally, like, well, I feel worthless. I feel like I'm a nobody. I feel like, okay, I don't have friends, because the friends that I was rolling with felt like they was better than me because they weren't as wild as me, or they weren't in the street or messing around or doing this. And at the end of the day, see, like I tell y'all, people like to keep their dirt hidden. They like to keep skeletons in their closet while they judge you on your mess and judge you on what you going through, because what you going through, everyone knows. While they try to sit back and hide their mess and hide their sin. Thank you, V Slim. But see, like I told her, she was trying to give me all the credit. And one thing that I tell her, that I tell y'all all the time, don't give me the credit. I don't deserve the credit. That man above deserves the credit, because I would not have been here. I would not have got on my journey if it wasn't for him. I'm trying to tell y'all something. I'm a very shy person. And one thing about it, God wouldn't let me sleep. It was so many days that I said, I don't want to do this no more. I'm exposing myself. I don't know how people are going to take it. I don't know how people are going to take the messages and how I'm delivering it, because I don't do it how everybody else do. And that was the whole reason of me doing it this way, to reach people that would have normally wouldn't have wanted to listen about the word or try to find out about God. And I'm reaching out, and I'm reaching these people, and these people are reaching out to me. Even those who are still yet battling and living in sin, because they're no matter what you hear from a preacher or whatever the case may be, nobody can just snap their finger and just change overnight. No matter how many times you read that Bible, no matter how many times you tell yourself, God, I want to change, God, it's going to take time. Gradually, you have to go through certain things in your life. You have to go through certain things in your life that transform you over time. Certain lessons that you have to learn. Do you get me what I'm saying? That's why at this stage in my life, I'm strong enough now and I'm wiser now to get here and talk about what I've gone through and not feel no shame. You called me a hoe, but I made it here. So now what? You called me a shone, but I made it here. So now what? You wanted to treat me so funny instead of just being my friend, instead of just being my family and having my back, and God still blessed me. So now what? And so when I was having this conversation with her, I was telling her, at the end of the day, you did what you felt like you had to do at that time to survive. But that's not who you have to, you don't have to stay that person. Do you get me what I'm saying? This is who you were. This is who you felt like you needed to be in order to get to a certain stage in your life. And so now that you are surrendering and you're allowing God to change you, it's the reason why you was led to listen to me. And see how I know that God worked? So many days, people close to me, I knew I was being judged, and I knew that I was being mocked for trying to talk about the Lord and doing it the way that I did. But one thing about it, God wouldn't let me sleep. Every time I tried to sleep, I couldn't sleep. That's what people didn't know. I kept getting messages of what I needed to do and how incorporating personal experiences I've gone through would help people on their journey. So by incorporating things that I went through in my own life, and then also talking about how God delivered me from it, it will reach someone who was going through the very same things that I was going through. And what people didn't know is I almost gave up. And I didn't want to do this anymore because it got hard. And the closer that I got to God, the more that I started changing myself. I started realizing that I was going to have to be on this journey alone, because not everyone was going to support me. And so one of the things that I was telling her is that old you is gone now. You have been reborn. At the end of the day, don't worry about what people try to hold you to your past sin and not accept the new you and the person that you're trying to become. Because at the end of the day, it almost sheds a light on how these people want to stay stuck and want to stay stagnant. See, when you are around people who don't want the best for you, or people are seeing that you're constantly trying to change yourself. You're not perfect. You get me what I'm saying? You're not perfect, but people see that you're trying to change. That's a threat. People look at you as a threat. Because see, people will look at you and say, by her changing, people gonna look at me like I'm staying the same and I don't want to change. But I don't want nobody else to know that. But see, people are seeing that you're changing. People in your family, you get me what I'm saying? People in your family see how much that you've grown. You've grown, how much that you've transformed. You get me what I'm saying? Old people, it could be guys. One of the things that she told me was, you know, one of the guys that she, I guess, knew her from her stripping days. Thank you, Deanna. One of the guys that knew her from her stripping days, and that's what almost broke her, was trying to tell her that she would never be nothing. But I mean, she was a little bit more detailed, but I can't say that on here. And so she pretty much he was one of the first people that she went to when she said that she wanted to stop stripping. And he pretty much laughed in her face, she told me, and was like, but what else you gonna do outside of that? And see, one of the things, man, that you gotta watch with people is sometimes people be in this stuck mindset, like you do one thing, you gotta hold on and do it for the rest of your life. Who said that? We all have different ways of how we go about changing and how we start our lives and how we live our lives. You get me what I'm saying? But the main thing is, it's never too late to reinvent yourself. And that's what I told her. You get me what I'm saying? It's never too late to reinvent yourself. It's never too late to change yourself. To get up every day, man. If you say you want to stop stripping, you say that you want to stop smoking, you say that you want to stop being this, or you want to stop doing this, or you want to stop hanging around a group of people and you maybe want to change because maybe the group of people that you're around are not elevating you. They're not helping you, giving you different ideas of how you can change, how you can elevate. And you saying, you know what, man, I want to change. I want better for myself. I don't want to keep being this way. Sometimes why I tell y'all to watch this and don't judge people, this baby didn't have nobody around her. She wanted to change. The people who she was around wasn't for her. So when you want to change, and she made that statement of, okay, I want to change, but no one around me was enabling me to change. The first thing that I told her, I said, don't depend on people. The first thing that you should have done was got down on your knees and had a personal talk with God. God, I want to stop doing this. God, I don't want to be this way no more. But I don't know how. I need the money, but I don't know how to stop doing this. Can you make a way for me? Because see, when she went around people, she was around the wrong people. People who kept telling her to get back into that fast lifestyle. You get what I'm saying? When you get caught up in that fast lifestyle and money coming fast like that, people breaking you off, and you almost have to, these people, like, she was also on drugs. So she had to drug herself up every night in order to be in a certain space to where she wasn't aware of what she was doing. I want to keep referring back to this because, see, I'm feeling like someone somewhere, you feeling like you can't change. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for that donation. You feeling like you can't change. And see, the thing is, this baby had to drug herself up every night to try to escape what she was going through. Do you get me what I'm saying? When she wanted to change and she tried to go to people for help me. I want to stop doing this, but I need money. Can you look out for me? Or can she even went to family. Family didn't want to deal with her no more because they felt like, oh, everybody knew that she was doing this, and her own family shunned her. And so when she stumbled across my video, it was almost like she felt like, wow, this was the sign that I needed. Like, people trying to make me feel dirty, people trying to make me feel bad, people trying to like look at me like, oh, you show your body and I don't want to be associated with you, or you a hoe, you a shown, you a this, you a liar. I'm bringing it real. I'm not bringing it how everybody else do. So if y'all feel like, oh, Victoria, how you preaching the word and you using all these words, I tell y'all, I'm getting on here, I'm having a regular talk with y'all. These are the things that people were saying about you. And so when you get caught up in this mindset and you like, well, this is all I'm ever going to be, you stay stuck. But this is what these people wanted for you. They wanted you to stay stuck. They wanted her to stay stuck and make her feel like she didn't have an out, like she couldn't stop stripping. And when she called me, she was like, you know, I had given up on trying to get to know the Lord, because even when I went to the church, I'm about to say something. I went to the church, and the preacher, instead of trying to save her, tried to flirt with her and get with her in that way. Do you get what I'm saying? This is why I'm not mentioning her name. I'm just only telling the story. But at the end of the day, I just felt like everyone around her had failed this girl, man. She even tried to find the Lord. She's very young. You get me? She's in her early 20s. She's very young. And so I feel like her last resort was trying to go to the church. And she was trying to go and seek shelter so she could stop doing what she was doing until she got back on her feet. And the man was trying to hit on her. And this was the pastor in the church. And so she felt like she really had turned her back on God at that point. And it wasn't until she actually just stumbled across my video, and then she just said she subscribed and started listening to everything else. And she said, you know what? You gave me the power to just stop doing what I'm doing and getting closer to God and knowing that he was going to make a way for me. And now this girl has stopped. When she reached back out to me, she said that now she has her own apartment. She found her a good job now, and she sent me a donation. And so I went back and I told her I couldn't accept that, because I said, you know what, I'm just doing what I'm supposed to do. And so it was for like a large amount. And I said, you know, I can't take this. And she was just like, you know, Victoria, I want you to take it. I know people send you stuff, so I know at the end of the day, I want you to take this. And I want you to use it for whatever you're going to use it for your ministry or what have you, because you helped me. You helped me so much. You helped me stop stripping. You gave me that encouragement when no one else was giving that to me. There was a lot of things that you went through that I felt like I could resonate with. And so to see you change and talk about God and try to inspire and motivate people, I just said, you know what, even if I got to walk on this journey alone and no one will ever be able to accept me in talking about the Lord, that's what I do. And every Sunday, she said she go back to that same strip club that she used to strip at, and she try to talk to her old friends and stuff who are still there, and she try to tell them like, look, you know, she try to get them and talk to them and things like that. And she said that pretty much I encouraged her to do that. And so in saying this and in mentioning her story, I just want to say, man, at the end of the day, sometimes people can't accept the new you. They can't accept the new way that you're trying to change your life and what you're trying to step into, because they are so stuck on what you did, how you did it, who you did it with. And in their head, that's all that they will be able to remember when they think of you and when your name is mentioned. Oh, so-and-so that ... Oh, so-and-so that was that ... So-and-so that did X, Y, and Z. So-and-so that bump. But they don't even know, man, that you had to go through this in order to you had to go through these trials and tribulations. You had to go through people trying to criticize you, people trying to condemn you, because it was a certain lesson that you had to learn in that. You get me what I'm saying? Just as the same thing that you went through were the very same things that Jesus once went through. And just as he overcame the world, what does that mean to overcome the world? That means everything, the people that's of the world, gossipers, someone just mentioned, yes, overcoming that gossip, overcoming people condemning you, overcoming people ostracizing you, overcoming people trying to belittle you, overcoming everything of the world. The same way that Jesus overcame the world, he's giving you that same strength to do as such. And see, sometimes the strength is encouraging you and pushing you to get away and step up out of sin and step into what he has for you. It is not always easy. And sometimes people won't let you, people won't just, they won't be able to accept the new you. But that's neither here nor there. It's not for people to try to accept and understand why you wanted to change your life or why you're not the same. It's that is between you and God. It's between you and God. Because when he told you to do it and he told you to change, you did just that. Even if no one else accepts you, he accepts you. He loves you. He got your back. So it really don't matter. All these other people don't matter. You tried to find fulfillment in people. And fulfillment in whatever way that may be. Like, you wanted people to accept you. You wanted people to perceive you in a different way. You kept trying to figure out why so-and-so support this person but don't support me. Or why like people just, every time they see me doing good, they see that I've changed, but they still say little certain things about me or bring up certain things of what I used to do in my past. But see, the second that you chose to step back from people, the second that you isolated yourself from these people and you got closer to God, and that man held you, it was like a presence. You felt his presence, right? And he wrapped himself around you and he covered you, baby. He told you that it's okay. We all fall down, we all make mistakes, but even when you was doing that, I never judged you. I was just waiting for you to come to me. I was waiting for you to come to me. God was waiting for a lot of you guys to just stop doing what it is that you're doing. Leave these people alone. Get away if you have to. Move away if you have to, so you're not reminded of these old situations and these old people. And God was trying to give you a new life, man. All you had to do was surrender and come to him. Sometimes, you know, you'll say, well, Victoria, you make it seem so easy to just come to God. Like, you make it seem so easy to just do away with sin and just live right. You know what I'm saying? We're not perfect. I tell you, I would never preach that. I would never preach that. Hey, Bungo. I'll never preach that. It's some of us still living in sin to this day. But the only thing that I'm trying to say is, in keeping God first in everything that you do and letting that man see that you actually want to change and you taking certain strides to make those changes in your life, that is what he recognizes. That is what he sees, and that's what he's proud of. That you chose to embark on this journey. You chose to be different. And see, once you chose to do that, you found a fulfillment in this man that you wasn't able to get from people. It was like a burden lifted off your shoulders. It was like once you realized the power that you had, man, and it didn't matter what these people said. They just people at the end of the day. They don't make you. They don't break you. They don't pay your bills. They heartbeat just like you. They normal people just like you. But it's God. God. With him comes promise. With him, you found fulfillment. With him, you felt like you were healed, like you had been redeemed. That's because you were reborn. That old you had to die and wither off. Whatever it was, you're not that same person no more. People now who gonna try to get to know you and come around you, they have to get to know you all over again. You're not the same person no more. You're not. You went through too much hell. I don't know nobody, man. I don't know nobody. If somebody tell you that, they sitting there and they lying to you. I don't know nobody who's gone through trials and tribulations, who's gone through hurt, pain, betrayal after betrayal, heartache after heartache, man. The devil's trying to kill you on every end. Was trying to get you to conform. Was trying to get you to go down a dark path. You know that what you went through, it wasn't normal and that it was spiritual warfare, man. Just like God trying to build his army, the devil trying to build his too. And a lot of y'all, sometimes we fell into temptation. It's okay to admit it. It's okay. You did what you did. It's okay. Some people don't say that. This is what people don't realize, man. So many people try to do things in a traditional sense. They try to look at, oh, well, you don't throw scripture. And let me tell you something. The devil knew that Bible inside and out too. The devil know the Bible inside and out too. And try, and let me tell you something. He's still, even in knowing all that, try to get people to go down a dark path and down the wrong path. You have a lot of people, man, in the church. They claim that they really doing this because they want to save souls. But if you truly want to save souls, you'll get up off your high horse and stop looking down at people. I don't care if people coming off the street. I don't care if they doing drugs. You supposed to help people. You supposed to get them off of that. Not sit up here and keep them living in sin. A lot of people, man, try to do this stuff on the forefront like, oh, I'm just going to be doing this because this is what I'm supposed to do. This is what's right. And then on the back end, they out here doing things that they don't have no business doing. And this girl, and telling me her story, she opened my eyes too, because I thought she would have been safe if she would have ran up in the church. I thought the pastor was supposed to help her. But you try to hit on the person. You try to tell the person, well, what you gonna do for this? Because it was known. She was known. You get what I'm saying? So it was like he trying to get something up out of the deal when you supposed to be just helping a person because you claim you supposed to be of God, and you doing this, and you sit up here, and this girl trying to come to you for help because she want to stop doing what she doing, and you sit up here and you give her an ultimatum. This is why I say, man, in the last days, to speak of that, people gonna be lovers of themselves. The devil, at the end of the day, will try to attack and get into people any way that he can. And unfortunately, sometimes you have some devils in the church. I shouldn't be saying this, but it's true. I hear it too many times. People say they stop doing it because it's like they feel like they being judged in the church. They feel like certain sermons that the preacher preach are directed towards them in their situations that they've gone through. I know some people say they don't even want to go back to a church no more. They don't. It's too fake. It's too fake. Too many fake people. So, like I said, you know, at the end of the day, I'm not saying that that's everybody. I just want to put that out there because I know a lot of people watch my videos. I'm not saying that that's everybody. I'm just saying there's certain stories that people tell me, and I know that she not lying because she don't have no reason to lie. And that's why I'm not trying to expose nobody. I'm not putting out no names. I will never do that. But all I'm trying to say is you have been reborn. You have been changed. Don't let the people of the world, don't let anyone who you're around right now who can't accept the new you, get away from them. Period, point blank. If people can't accept the new you and they can't get with the program, leave them behind. Because you have been changed. You are healed. You have been reborn. And at the end of the day, it does not matter what these people say about you. Because what matters is what God and how God view you and what he say. And if he say that you've been reborn, and he say that old you is gone, that he accepts the new you, that he loves you, and that he forgives you, that's all that matters. I don't want y'all to feel bad because of what you've been through, because of how people treated you when you was going through certain situations. Because I've been there. I've been there. All people gonna do when they get a piece of information, they sit up there and they gossip about it. You can't change people. That's just who they are. You get me what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, it took a lot for me to get to this stage in my life of where I just let go and I released myself from people and how they view me. Because at the end of the day, no matter what I did and how I did it, I know that I treated people right. I know that from my heart, from a place, thank you, blessed. I know from a place, a special place in my heart, that I did people right and I didn't always get back the treatment that I gave to people because they judged me. And that's what people don't understand. What I mean by I went through bullying, it was like I ran with a group of girls. I did. But see, it was like I was part of the group, but I really wasn't part of the group. That's what people didn't realize. I was in this group, but it'll be certain situations where they make me the laughing stock of the group by saying certain things. Or 1 minute they want to rock with me, then the next minute they telling me that they kicking me out the group and I can't sit and chill with them, or I can't, so I went through that. And it was all based on what people were saying about me and what they was hearing and who I was dealing with. But I feel like no matter what you hear about me in the street, no matter what you heard about what I did, you should respect me as a person and always give me that opportunity to show you who I am and what I stand for and what I don't stand for. And see, people won't do that because you got a lot of ignorant people in this world. They want to jump on the bandwagon, hear something that people say about you, judge you because of what you're going through and what you're doing in your life. And instead of trying to sit back and just pull you to the side and really speak to you and be like, hey man, why you doing what you doing? You don't need to do that. It's a better way. You could do it this way. Instead of someone trying to really be a real friend to you, right? Be a real friend to you. I'm talking about a real friend. Like a real friend, man, gonna pull you to the side and call you out when you doing something wrong. A real friend not gonna judge you, but they gonna tell you, look, man, I don't think that you should be living like this. But I ain't gonna pass no judgment. I'm gonna be your friend. I'm gonna support you. But I really think that, you don't need to be living like this. But in telling you that you don't need to be living like this, also giving you an alternative and showing you, okay, you saying I don't need to be doing this, so what should I be doing? And how can I do this? But the first thing that you should do, even if you don't have none of that, you got God. You got the word. You get me what I'm saying? At any time, any stage of your life, you can choose to change yourself. But you have to make that choice. And when you make that choice, you stick to it. You don't let nobody get you back to that old way of doing things. It's not easy. And that's why I wanted to get on here and do this real quick, because I feel like it hurt me. It hurt me real bad that she had to go through that. And I always said that I wanted to get on here and talk about being reborn and being able to change your life. Thank you, Brandy, baby. Thank you. I always said I wanted to get on here and do it, but I felt like in her telling me that that's her story and what she went through, I was like, okay, I need to get on here and I need to say something. Sometimes in life, we choose to do certain things, right? And I feel like this is all like we in a matrix. Some people get lost in that matrix, but then some people, if you're willing to learn and if you're willing to heed to the word and you're actually able to surrender and let that man change your life, he'll show you how you can maneuver through that matrix in order to get up out of it. I feel like a lot of y'all was going through different changes in your life. You came across certain people who supported you, some who didn't. Some who loved you and genuinely had your back, and some who didn't. And I feel like when you went through these changes in your life, we're all at some point in time, we're young, we want to do what we want to do. We rebel. That's part of growing pains. That's part of you learning certain lessons. And so you have to go through these life changes sometimes. And it could very well be you doing wrong, you sinning, you living your life the way that you choose to live your life. But all in all, look at how you ended up. So look at where you started and then look at where God brought you. Look at what you used to do. Look at what you're doing now. Look at what you stopped doing and what led you to stop doing these things or hanging around these people. And now do the comparison. Look at how your life changed, how it used to be and how it's changed now, and how much peace you have in your life. Don't you see how much peace you have when you let go of these treacherous, judgmental people? Listen, you don't even have to listen to me. You get what I'm saying? I'm just trying to do what I have to do, or what I'm being led to do to try to help and spread motivation and inspiration where I can. I am not perfect. I want to say that. I do want to get on here and I want to say that I'm not perfect. I struggle with things day after day after day after day. And sometimes I be trying to figure out, at the end of the day, God, I'm not perfect. So why you chose me to speak to people if people not going to receive me? Why would you choose me to go ahead and speak about the word and doing all this type of stuff when people still look at me like being a Shone or being this? Ain't nobody gonna want to listen to me. Nobody's gonna want to listen to me. And it's like how Moses was talking to the bush. He was talking to God. And God got mad and said, I am that I am. And so, like I said, in so many different ways, it's like he tried to talk to you and tell you to stop worrying about what people say about you. Because at the end of the day, he has the last say so, not these people. I don't care what you used to do, how you used to do it, who you used to do it with. You woke up one day and you stopped caring about what the hell these people said. And you woke up and you said, you know what? I'm going to get down on my knees, man, and I'm going to ground myself in the Lord. And whatever and however that man lead me, whatever he lead me to, that's what I'm going to step in. Period. I don't care what you say about me. I don't care what I used to do, because I woke up one day and I stopped caring. I woke up one day and I said, you know what? The only person that I care about is that man above. Because when I fell down on my knees and I didn't have nobody to depend on, these people who judging me did not come to the rescue. These people who trying to tell me and don't want to see me in a different light did not come to my rescue. These people who laughed at me and who told me I wasn't going to be this and went on here and spreaded lies on me, man. Spreaded lies, threw my name under the bus. None of these people came to the rescue when I needed help. When I was down and out, when I was hurting. Y'all not ready for it. None of these people came to help me, and I needed help. I needed it bad. And when I needed people the most, they sat back and thought that my situation was funny. The same as they did to this girl. When I needed people the most, they just couldn't bring themselves to stop looking at me and how I used to be. They couldn't bring themselves to let go of the old me. When they think of me and when my name is mentioned, nothing but bad stuff is like, oh, dot, 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 dot. Of all the good that I've done, no one recognized the good. It will always be the bad that is mentioned when my name is being brought up. But I woke up one day, and when I woke up one day and I realized that God is the only one that got me through these situations, people will never understand why I talk about the Lord the way that I do. Because he was the only one that came through for me. He was the only one Didn't judge me. No matter what people said. No matter how many people turned their back on me. He picked me up and he gave me strength. He gave me a new perspective on life, that no matter what I've done, I can wake up one day, the next day, and look myself in the mirror and say, you know what? Yeah, I did that. Yeah, you heard that I did that, but you know what? I'm new, I'm changed, I'm not that person. I'm not about to sit up here and explain why I did what I did. A lot of y'all don't have to explain why you did what you did. A lot of you guys don't have to explain your past sins. You did what you did and that man changed you. You did what you did and that man still told you that at the end of the day that you royalty, that you a queen, that you a king. You did what you did, man, and that man still came and wasn't ashamed of you. He wasn't ashamed to walk with you. A lot of people was ashamed of you, man. They was ashamed because of what they heard about you. They was trying to figure out why you did what you did, or, you know, trying to make you feel like you wasn't part of the family, like you was the black sheep. They was trying to make you feel like you was just the absolute worst. Like it was only you that was doing all this wrong. Like it was only you doing all of this stuff. You get me what I'm saying? They put all this on you as if you was just the worst, wildest person. You get me what I'm saying? And see, the thing is, everything had to go the way that it did because you needed to know what it felt like to really go through this opposition in your life. Because it made you stronger. And now you realize that you really never needed these people, and that these people didn't make you, and that they didn't break you, because at the end of the day, baby, you've been reborn. Do you hear me what I'm saying? You're not the person that you used to be. You don't think the way that you used to think. And so you may not understand why you had to go through these growing pains and why people were just so cruel and evil to you. You will never understand it, but you do understand that it's a war, that it's spiritual warfare. You do understand that what you went through wasn't normal. You do understand that even when you was living in sin, that it all was meant to work the way that it was supposed to work for your higher good. It made you stronger. These people who tried to destroy you woke the beast up out of y'all, like I told you in my video. Y'all never was, however you are right now, you wasn't like this a couple years ago. Or you wasn't raised, but see, you had to set up boundaries. You had to protect yourself and stand up for yourself because no one did. It's like if people hear you being this way, or hear you being promiscuous, and then it's so easy for someone to tell a lie that so-and-so did this, and they gonna believe it because the first thing that they gonna think is, oh yeah, he or she did used to do this, or he and she did do this. So it was like, by people knowing your past sin, it was so easy for people to spread lies on you and for people to believe these lies. It was so easy for people to sit up here and jump on the bandwagon and judge you because of how you chose to live your life. At the end of the day, man, whoever and however you choose to live your life, I just want you to understand, and you listening to me, that I never judge you. However you choose to live your life, I just want y'all to understand that you got somebody real who can resonate with y'all, because I've been there. That is the only reason why I do what I do. People ask me all the time, like I had someone call me and I had to block him because I was like, at first I'm thinking you calling for advice, but then you sitting up here trying to tell me, why am I telling all my business? That people like Oprah and all this type of people wait until after they make it to expose themselves. Well, that's Oprah's path. That's not my path. That's the way she chose to do it. That's not the way I choose to do it. The way that I choose to do it is to let y'all know that y'all got somebody real that's talking to y'all. So many people anybody could get up on a video and quote a biblical scripture. Anybody could get up here and pray for you. But do you truly know who they are and how they really live in their life? I don't let everybody pray for me. I just don't. Matter of fact, I don't let nobody pray for me. I pray for myself. Because I just don't know how people live in their life. You get me what I'm saying? That's why I tell people all the time, when you come here, don't call me no preacher. Don't call me no prophetess. Don't call me no evangelist, man. I am a spiritual motivator. Don't give me all the credit either. The credit belongs to that man above. Because had it not been for him pushing me, and letting up off of me, man, I probably wouldn't have been here talking to you. So everything of who I am, you know, you have to give the praise, honor, and glory to that man above. Because what he say go. He say that you've been changed and that you've been reborn, and you've been changed and you've been reborn. Does not matter how these people treated you. These people were ignorant. These people were very low vibrational. These people didn't have the sense God gave them at the end of the day. Because, like I say, and I've said that before, it take a village, man. It take a village. It truly do. And it take a village to raise a child. But you got so many ignorant people, man. If they feel like you can surpass them or do better than them, they don't want to sit back and pull your coattail and tell you when you messing up or try to prevent you from going down the wrong path. I could count maybe a handful of people that probably was telling me, Victoria, you wilding, like you need to pull back a little bit, or you doing this. But I had to go through what I had to go. I had to go through that phase, and I had to get it out. You know, so for me, it was like I wouldn't take it back. If I had an opportunity to go back, I wouldn't, because it made me stronger, and everything that it did, it opened up my eyes to people. Like, if I went through life being perfect, which no one is perfect, then am I really being like real and true to myself? Like, I don't want to go through life and have people feeling like, oh, I'm so perfect, like I don't mess up, like I don't do this, or I don't backtrack, or I don't, you get me what I'm saying? Like, at the end of the day, the main thing of why I do what I do is to try to let y'all know, man, at any given time, no matter what you go through in life, God has the power to change your life. God has the power to instruct you on what to do so you can change your life and for the better, so you can become a better person. Does not matter about what family said. Because a lot of people, man, without you knowing it, these very same people, man, that were judging you, even in the family, a lot of y'all inspire them by choosing to change your life and choosing to do something different. Choosing not to go down the same path or not listening to people. You chose to chase your dreams. You chose to be different. You chose to reinvent yourself and restructure and ground yourself. Everybody don't have that strength to do that. Everybody don't have the strength to do that. You can email me, Darren Lynn. You can email me. All that information is in the description box, but I keep it in the description box. But thank you, Bridget. A lot of you, you know, it's the jealousy in them, but at the same time, it's like, that's the world we live in. That's the world that we live in, right? And I always tell y'all that you shared your light in a world full of darkness. There's a lot of people of the darkness that don't want you to share your light. They want everyone to be part of that fast lifestyle. They want everyone to be on the broad road. And it's really hard. It's very hard. I have to tell you that. It's very hard to just completely change yourself and strip yourself away from these layers, and break away from these old ways of doing things, and break away and really try to get through to yourself. Like, you trying to get through every layer of yourself, and you realizing for every layer that you're trying to do away with, or for every layer that you're trying to figure out of yourself, within yourself, you realizing that there's so many different qualities and skills and abilities about you. Once you really started to back away from these people, you realize that, whoa, I could do this and I can do this and I can do that. You know, sometimes it takes you having to break away from evil people to really build yourself back up and become the person that God intended you to be. We can't do that if you're around the wrong people. How you gonna do that around the wrong people? It's not always easy. I'm trying to tell you something. When you hitting the club and you going out with your friends and you like whoop-de-whoop-de-doo, like all this music that's coming out, the beats be good. For me, it be the beats. I don't even listen to the words. But one day I started listening to the words of some of these rap songs and I was like, every other rap song talking about killing, be this and be that, referring to women as killing this, killing that, twerk this, twerk that, pop this, pop that, get a check, do this, that. You know what I'm saying? Like, how can you change when you listening to that type of stuff? You gonna want to get fast money so you can live like how some of these rappers living, what they rapping about. You feeling like money will just change your life and grant you a new life. Sometimes all money not good money. And in the way that you acquire that, the way that you acquire, you know, if you going out and you doing things that's immoral or unjust, I'm not saying that, like I told y'all, we're not perfect. All I'm saying is you know right from wrong. And see, a lot of it is, thank you, Annie. A lot of it is what I'm trying to say is pretty much what I'm trying to say. It's hard when you're living in sin, you're in a world of sin, and all you just surrounded around sin. Sin is the music, our choice of music. I do have to say that. Even though I'm not perfect, and some of us probably still do listen to some rap music, right? Because we like the beat. When we go out, we like to hear, you know what I'm saying? But sometimes at the end of the day, it's like you listening to that music, you around these people who want to go out, who want to do this and who doing that. It's hard to try to say I'm going to be the only person not doing that, because if you doing that and you saying that, you choosing to be by yourself, because a lot of people ain't gonna want to rock with you. A lot of people ain't gonna want to rock with you. A lot of people ain't gonna want to hang around you. You get me what I'm saying? And that's okay. That's okay. You know what I'm saying? But all I'm trying to say is, and what I'm trying to say, I'm not passing on no judgment. You want to listen to Cardi B? Hey, listen to Cardi B. You know, her story, she came up. And I know she put God before everything that she do too. So no one, like I said, everyone, right. But you know, you get what I'm trying to say. Like, you know, when you listen to that type of music, what she be rapping about. But some of her music be good though. Some of it be good. But you know, like I say, if you're truly going to change yourself, it means doing away with a lot of worldly things, worldly music. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm not trying to say that you're going to stop, you know, overnight. I'm not saying that. And I'm not judging y'all either, because I'm not perfect. I'm just saying the reason why it's hard is because we're still around these things. We still listen to this type of music. We still dabbling in and hanging around these people. The best way of how you can choose to change your life is sometimes backing away from everybody, taking a little minute for yourself. Go home, stay in your house, ground yourself, and just meditate for a little bit on how you want your life to go, and where you know how you want to live your life, and where you want to go, where you're trying to get to in life. Sometimes you can't do all that when you're in the hustle and the bustle every day. You being around people who encourage you to do all this stuff, and you around people who, at the end of the day, you talking about something positive. They're like, oh man, we don't want to talk about that. That's boring. So, you know, thank you. Yeah, listening. I never said that it was, Cheryl. What I said was sometimes in listening to this type of music, you get what I'm saying? You gotta listen to what I'm saying. When you listen to this type of music, right? In certain types, certain things of what they say. When they talk about killing people, y'all have to really listen to what I'm saying before you comment. Certain music, certain rap music, it's talking about killing people or it's disrespecting women. Y'all know what I'm trying to say, okay? Not all rap is bad rap either. You get what I'm saying? Everyone who chooses to do what they do, or comedians or whatever the case may be, I'm not saying that they're evil. I'm just saying certain things. Just watch your intake. Watch what you listen to. You get what I'm saying? Watch what you listen to. Watch what you're hearing, who you're involving yourself with, who you're hanging around. That's all an influence. It's all an influence. And it's not the right influence. So when you wonder why you struggling, why it's hard for you to change yourself, that's why. That's why. Because of what you allowing in your space, who you allowing in your space. That's why it's hard for you to change. That's why it's like, ooh, I don't want to just completely do away with this, do that, that's boring, or I don't want to do this, or I don't want to do this, I want to do it this way, I want to do it this way. It's hard. It's really hard. But it's a choice that you have to make. And you know that in making that choice that it's going to change you for the better. You know that. Your life becomes so much peaceful. Some of y'all have already done it already. That's why I said you've been reborn. Don't listen to these people. Don't listen to these people. Oh yeah, Kevin is on a whole nother level. That's why I'm not even going to touch on it on this live. I'm not even about to do it. It's so much, man, that in this world, just not only music, it's drugs, it's temptation. Women, how you carry yourself, you feeling like everything right now is sex, lust. Everybody got to show off their body. Everything is about a look. Everything is about the physical. Everything is about the physical. Everything is about getting your body done and snatching this and doing this and cutting this. I'm not judging these people. I'm telling you right now. I want to make that clear. We just keeping it real and we talking. But I'm just saying, you know, it's everything. Sometimes your friends, people who you grew up with, they can't accept the new you. So you struggle with being on this new path because they can't accept it, because your friends can't accept it. Nah, man, I can't accept you doing this or talking about the Lord, or what's going on with that? What's going on? What made you want to do that all of a sudden? Watch people who are like that. All you want to do is just change yourself, man. Whatever the way that it may be. Maybe how you been carrying on, and maybe the music that you listen to, maybe the people that you hanging around. You just need a break from it all. You just want to breathe, just to get your mental back right. Just to get your mental back right. It's so easy to get caught up in this world and everything that's going on in it. Like, I mean, what are we truly living for? Have you ever wrote down on a piece of paper, like, what it is that you're living for? Are we living just to make money, to go ahead and spend money, and then what? We can't bring that money with us when we die. That money can't go with us. That money, we can't bribe God and say, well, God, let me pay this and just, you know, bring my soul back. I want to go back and I want 3 more months of life, or I want this, or I want that. That money don't mean nothing. All what you did to try to make that money, how you made that money, how much money you made. So if you're saying that you living to make money, you lost. You should not be living to just make money and get by and survive. That is part of also a tactic that the devil will use to try to get you. You know, all this about selling your soul and all this type of stuff. We're not going to touch on that. But what I'm saying is one way that the devil get you is, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to forward you a new life. You feel me? You probably been broke. You probably want to glow up. You probably want to look a certain type of way. All your life, you probably been bullied and people been saying you was this or you was that. Thank you, Miss Right, or thank you, Mr. Right. I don't want to say your name, the first name wrong, but thank you, thank you. All your life, people been telling you, man, this, that, and the third. Maybe you been judged or whatever the case would be. So this opportunity come your way to make to make all this money, this fast money, right? But they tell you, oh, in order to do this, you got to promote this. You ever worry and sit back? I'm not naming no names on this live, but y'all know who I'm talking about. That get on here, certain artists that do things for attention. Every time you turn around, they doing something stupid, promoting something ignorant. You wonder like, what's wrong with this person? Did what? Some of these people, maybe some people who you know have came up or got famous or whatever, they now they starting to promote or live a different lifestyle. That's not them doing that. That's the people who running the show behind the scenes. These people are like puppets on a string. You want this money, you need to do this. You want wisdom, you just said it. I ain't want to say the name. I don't want to say the name. But wisdom just said it. Like I said, I'm not perfect. I just want to make that clear. But you do understand that, like I said, God got his agents, the devil got his agents. And they out here heavy. They out here heavy. Because people are blinded by, this is why I said, what is your purpose on life? Some of y'all come mentioning in the life. What is your purpose? What is your true purpose? See, a lot of these people that the devil is able to go ahead and easily manipulate to do away with their religion or do stupid stuff that they know they shouldn't be promoting. You get me what I'm saying? It's because their purpose is to make as much money as they can. And it's nothing wrong with that, with wanting to break generational curses of poverty, but it's how you do it. You don't have to do it the way that the world feels like it's telling you that you got to be a rapper, or you got to do this, or if you're going to be a female, you got to do this, or you got to do that's the only way to make all this boatload of money. You got to do this, and then you get in that industry and you realize how demonic it is. Not necessarily saying that everyone is a pawn. You can't blame these people. Like I said, we ain't passing no judgment. They just want a better life for themselves. But in getting it, sometimes they got to do things of which they know is not right. They know it's not right. And that's why I tell you, all money is not good money. That's right, Rashawn. My purpose is to sing for the Lord. Well, you do it. You do it, Noah. Go ahead and make you a page and sing. Fake and phony about. But I was a heavy drug user. But God delivered you from that. God delivered you from that. And so the main thing of, the main thing of what I'm trying to say is sometimes it's not always about being in the spotlight, man. It's not always about, if you're going to sit up here and you're going to do what you're doing for the Lord, then do what you're doing for the Lord. Make sure that you're doing it for the right reasons and not the wrong reasons. And in doing so, he will bring you the abundance and the prosperity the right way. You get me what I'm saying? So many people have so much to say about, getting on here and preaching about the Lord on YouTube, but that's what I choose to do. And at the end of the day, God has brought me stability in doing so. But I'm doing things the right way. You get what I'm saying? I'm doing things the right way. It's not about, y'all giving me donations, or you supporting me, or you watching my videos. God told me to do this, and he said, when you do this, I will bring the abundance and the prosperity that you've been asking me for. but I'm doing it the right way. I'm not saying that this is the only way. But when you move with God, he opens up certain opportunities for you. You will get what you want. But most people choose, they want it fast. They don't want to take and be patient to let something gradually evolve and grow in their life. That's also another tactic. Thank you, Samuel. That's also another tactic. Oh, you don't want to wait and put in the work, right? You want it to come quick. You want it to come quick. So you get tempted to do some mess that you know you ain't got no business doing. Thank you, beautiful gift. You get tempted to do some mess that you know you ain't got no business doing. Because you feel like in your mind, this gonna bring me a quick buck. I'm gonna get a quick come up. Or maybe you got people who try to use people, abuse people. But all in all, and getting on this topic is just to say, man, no matter what you do in life, no matter what you've done in your life, everyone has that power to reinvent yourself. Exit everyone out your life who can't accept the new you. Because those are the people who are going to hinder you. Thank you, Robert. These are the people who are going to be stumbling blocks in your path and place obstacles. And at the end of the day, the way that they do that is by getting in your head and making you feel like what you doing is not right. Or maybe what you doing is not the norm. Or laughing at you. You know, some people, we get, as strong as we say that we are, as strong as we try to be, it's some people going through some real life struggles. Do you hear me what I'm saying? Battling some real life addictions. Do you hear me what I'm saying? It is hard when you dabble into certain things and it feel good and you want it when you want it. It's hard. But see, that's why I tell you all the time, man, we not going up and we not on this battle alone. We're not. You got to find like-minded people, man, that's trying to get it and change themselves. No matter how many times you fall, you go back to it, man. Get back up, try again. Get back up, try again. Get back up and try to shake them addictions off. Get back up. I don't care if you go 3-4 months. Okay, boom. But I got step quick. Start it back over again. But never quit. Never stop. Never stop fighting to get delivered, man. And in the midst of you doing that, keep God in the midst of it and ask that man for help. Ask him for help. He'll help you. Thank you, Brandy. Some of us, man, Angela, I'm the same way. I'm so prideful, man. It's like, because I feel like I go ahead and I help people. People only want to help you in order to go out and spread it and be like, oh, so-and-so fell down. I had to help them the other day. Nah, man, you ain't about to say that about me. I struggled until God brought me to where he needed to bring. I struggled. That's what people don't understand. I ain't lay on my back. As much as people try to call me a hoe in the shown, they won't tell you, man, that at the end of the day, I got morals. It was never that I didn't have morals. I just had to go through what I had to go through. You sitting up there trying to judge people. What have you gone through? Let's go through some of the sin of what you've done. Thank you, lifestyle. When God don't help, I get frustrated. No, don't get frustrated. Don't get frustrated. Some of these people, man, I bet if we sat up here and went down a whole, if we had a group session, go around and everyone talk about something that they've been able to release. These very same people that sit up here judging us, oh, I don't have nothing that I need to release, so you perfect? Come on, man, stop playing with me. Ain't nobody perfect. I'm gonna tell you one thing. Another way that people sin, man, is being envious, being jealous. If you don't have nothing nice to say, shut this up. That's the problem. People don't know, they don't have boundaries. You get what I'm saying? You ain't got nothing nice to say. Don't say nothing at all. They don't know how to do that. If someone confided in you and told you a deep, dark secret of what they're struggling with, Who are you to go out here and then shame this person? This is how people take their lives. People be battling with things in their lifestyle, man. You can't never judge nobody because of their lifestyle. People go through that sexual abuse and then they like what they like. They don't know no other way because that was their first. We can't judge people. I don't want to judge nobody that have that type of lifestyle. And it's just really hard for me to cover these topics, guys, because I don't want to be, it's controversial, but I just feel like at the end of the day, like no matter what you go through, sometimes, like with me, I'll just use myself as an example. Let's just say that I told y'all that I was abused, and so that was at a young age. I got that feeling of what it feel like. And so let's just say that this person, let's just switch the roles and change the story up a little bit. Let's just say that I was a guy and then it was another guy that molested me or that abused me. That's the first feeling that I got. Let's say that it happened at 8 or 5 or 6. And then I'm battling with it as I grow older. I'm taught to want to be with a woman. And I do want to be with a woman. But a woman, I can't get off to a woman. I'm keeping it real. Hopefully y'all receive it. I can't get off to a woman, but I'll be with a woman because I know that that's what I'm supposed to do. But when it comes to what I really want, what really do it for me, this is what do it for me because they got me at a young age. I'm going to take Donnie McClurkin's story. He went through this and he went through it within his family. A lot of people don't know that. Donnie was molested by his uncle and then again, I think by the uncle's son. It took strong women in the church to try to tell Donnie, no, a man supposed to walk like this, so you gonna walk like this. You ever realize that's why, when you dabble into that stuff, it's a lot of people who, at the end of the day, the reason why they take the female role is because they. And then you got the ones who manly, you get me what I'm saying? They think that they a man, but this is what they want. You get what I'm saying? This is what they doing. And so a lot of it is, the strong women in the church had to tell Donnie, a man supposed to walk like this. A man supposed to hold the mic like this. And, I think Donnie went on ahead I think he has a child, but Donnie changed his life. He quickly got about that lifestyle. But what did it take? It took women, strong women. See, you don't have that. The church is not how they used to be back in the day. They not. But you didn't have them strong women, what you mean, how do I know you, Moses? It took the strong women of the church to try to go ahead and change Donnie. And like I said, I also say that that's also part of the message. You have been reborn. It don't matter if you did dabble into that or maybe you struggling with it and you in between. At the end of the day, man, we all are battling things of which it's hard for us to shake. Which is why I tell y'all, this is spiritual motivation, and I'm just here to motivate you, encourage you, man. Keep trying to fight it. And if you can't fight it, just keep praying to God and ask him to have mercy on you because that thing is hard. If someone got to you as a kid, it's what people don't understand. Somebody got to you as a kid. You don't know no better. That thing stick with you. You can't help it. This is what people don't really listen. People always try to judge and do all this stuff. People can't help that. Imagine. Especially if you ain't go through that. That's the person's first feeling. So that's going to be an imprint. Like, that's going to be what they want. Like, that's what they like. But, you know, just you know, just want to cover that. I'm not trying to, you know, stay on that for too long, but we can't judge nobody, man, of what people going through is what I'm just trying to say. I'm just trying to cover all the topics, whether it's your lifestyle, whether it's drugs, whatever it is that you dabbled into. I'm telling you, man, you have been changed. You have been changed. You are reborn. I don't know what song was coming to me. It was by Justin Timberlake and T.I. before I chose to do She's an Ex-Lesbian. Jackie Hill. I have to go ahead and check that book out. Wait, say it again for me. I'll just go ahead and put it. I think it's Jackie Hill. Is it Jackie Hill? Is it Dead and Gone? Yes. Yes. That song came to me before I got on the live. And so, yes, Jackie Hill Perry. Yeah. I think how I go, oh, I've been traveling on this road too long, just trying to find my way back home. The old me is dead and gone, dead and gone. Some of y'all been traveling on this road. You've been on it for I'm telling you, it's been a battle. Thank you. Thank y'all. It's been a battle for y'all. I'm not even trying, y'all. I really don't want to get into it because I've been crying. But some of y'all been on this road, man. And it's been a long, tough road. You get me what I'm saying? And people don't understand when they put their mouth on you and they judge you. All it takes is for a person to just reach out. All it takes is for a person to just reach out to you and be like, listen, man, we got this. We gonna keep fighting, man. We gonna keep up the good fight. And at the end of the day, you feel so much better when you choosing to be on the right path. And you choosing to be on the right path, and you choosing to do good by people, to do right by people. You know, ain't nobody saying that you have to be perfect. I'm just saying, make sure when you step out there in the world, man, that you helping somebody. That you doing something for somebody. That you spreading some type of positive message. That in the midst of what anyone is going through, everyone need the Lord. Everyone need the Lord. Everyone need to know about the Lord, man. Some people don't know how to find him. Instead of you judging, why don't you show them? Some people don't know how to pray. Instead of you judging, why don't you help the person and show the person how to pray? You talking about what, they don't know how to pray and get down on their knees? No, they don't. They don't. You got a lot of people that's trapped in their head too, that feel like because they living in sin that maybe God won't listen to them. So they choose to just not try to find him. Because they like, he ain't gonna listen to me anyway. He ain't gonna listen to me anyway. I'm out here living in sin. I'm in this lifestyle. God don't want to listen to me. He ain't gonna listen to my prayers. But that's a lie. God want everybody to come to him as you are. He got that final say so, man. He the only one that could sit up here and pass judgment. And even though he got the power to pass it, he not going to pass it because he's not that type of person. It's you. You have to renew yourself. That's right. Renewing of the mind. You have to you have to reinvent yourself as well. And in saying that, no matter what I'm doing, man, I'm going to try to find him. I'm going to try to pray to him. Some people just don't know how to do it. In one way that you can help, and you can help people Get out there and spread the message and show people how they can come to God. Encourage people to come to him, no matter what they living in. Sometimes, like I said, you don't know how hard it is for a person. For a person's heart to be right. For a person's mind to be right. Thank you, Naya. I love you. For a person's mind to be right, for a person's heart. Sometimes it's not even bad people. Sometimes, you feel me, you come across people that's like, you come across people, they not bad people, but maybe they get jealous, or they got this spirit that sometimes they get jealous, or sometimes they get envious because they not seeing God really work in their life. But that's where you step in. And you supposed to be at a light. You supposed to tell the person like, nah, man, you ain't got to be this, or you don't have to be that. Like, I'm gonna remember you. I love you too, baby. Don't forget me. Don't forget me. You saying, don't forget me. I won't forget you. Their heart is not in the right place, but it's not their fault. This is what I'm saying. You can't judge people, but you also have to protect yourself as well, right? Thank you, Faith. You also have to protect yourself as well. But what I'm trying to say is, sometimes people they give up on their faith because they don't see God working when they want him to work. They give up on the faith because they like, I've been going at this for about 6+ months, man. No, not one job has called me. I'm not stable. I'm still doing this. I'm still going through this. So it's hard. And then they see another person. They like, man, this person getting it. They getting it. They winning. They moving. And then they sit up here and they like, instead of really trying to be supportive, they can't. They can't. But it's not their fault. You get me? It's like I said, God has to work through these people. Maybe things are not coming through the way that it's supposed to come through and how fast, because it's something about them that they know is not right. You don't know everything. It's something, how they living, maybe how they thinking. They know they got to change. But if God leads you to these people to help them change, you're supposed to help the person, not judge the person. Well, you know what? Can't save a brother or a sister who don't want to be saved. But if God is leading you not to give up on this person, some people, you have to understand, like, when I was doing what I was doing, like I said, it was a handful of people that was telling me, don't do this, and this person ain't no good, or whatever the case may be. The rest of them wanted to see me fail and wanted to see me hurt. You get me what I'm saying? That's why I said it take a village. But sometimes people not always right here, and they not always right here to want to do the right thing by people and people's children. But it's like, thank you, Annie. It's like the prodigal son. You have, the father had the son that did everything that he told him to do. He was the perfect child. But then you had the other child that was wayward, that had to go out in the world. I'm saying something. Some of y'all went through that in your home, man, with your own parents. You feel me what I'm saying? People showing favoritism for one and not the other. People supporting one and not the other, when we all supposed to be blood. We all supposed to be family. When it's not right, this can't be right. Thank you, Annie. But like I said, the prodigal son, you had the son that did everything that the father told him to do. I mean everything. You couldn't have got more perfect than perfect. But at the end of the day, you had the other son who had to go out in the world, who fought his father nail and tooth. He wanted to get out there in them streets. He wanted to get out there, and he had to get out there in order to find out that it was nothing good for him out there. But he had to, oh man, see guys, you trying to have me bring a word. I wasn't even trying to go ahead and preach today. He had to get out there in the world and learn certain lessons in order for him to eventually come back and find his way back home. In the midst of this man, of the prodigal son being out there in the world, God did not give up on this person. See, people try to figure, oh, they was a virgin, you was a hoe. They told the truth, you told lies. They listened to their parents, you rebelled. You the black sheep. You the this, you the that. You ain't gonna never be nothing in your life. Don't nobody need to hang around you. You the improper influence. No, they the improper influence. Because instead of judging, they should have been trying to help you. Instead of sitting up in their bed, in their room, amongst themselves, talking about how fast you were and what you was doing and what you was dabbling into, they should have been talking amongst themselves of how they're going to come up with a plan of action to get to you and do some divine intervention or pray for you. Now, one person when you was out there in them streets, man, called you and said, look, homie, or look, sis, or look, whatever, I'm going to pray for you. I prayed for you the other day that God bring you back home. I prayed for you the other day that you change your ways. I prayed for you the other day, man, that God deliver you from what you going through. I prayed for you the other day. You ain't ready for it. Y'all ain't ready for it. I'm not even about to do it to you today. You ain't ready for it. Not one person. But they had so much to say. Some of these people claimed to be of God. They was blowing smoke. That's what they was doing. They was blowing smoke. Because if you was really of God, you would have prayed for your brother. If you was really of God, you would have prayed for your sister. If you was really of God, you would have prayed for your friend. We were struggling, man. We didn't know what we was doing. We couldn't fight it. We had to just go through what we had to go through, just like the prodigal son had to go through what he had to go through. Sometimes you just got to go out there and make them mistakes. Sometimes you just got to go out there and live how you going to live. But in doing so, yes, you're right. What if a person don't want your help? Let them go. Let them. That's part of also helping them. But you're letting them go, but you still praying for them. So don't completely let them go where you just gonna let them fall by the wayside and let the devil have them. You let them go, but you pray for that person, man. You pray that this person could just wake up. You pray that this person could just wake up, man, and realize who the enemy really is. You wake up, pray for this person that they wake up, man, and they don't let the devil, so that the devil don't have their way with them. That is what I mean, like, if a person don't want your help, let them go, but you pray for them, man. I had praying people, praying women in my life, even though I was trying to go out there and be in the streets, and nothing was going to stop it. Because you know, when you young and you popping and you doing this, you want to do that, and it's okay. It's okay. If it wasn't okay, we would not know about the story of the prodigal son. If it wasn't okay. If God was a judgmental God, that story would not be in the Bible, okay? So stop listening to these people who want to make you feel so bad about what you did, man. Because some of y'all had two paths. One, okay, you didn't mess up, you was perfect. All right, boom, that's just what you was perfect, you was perfect. It is what it is. But then some of y'all was not perfect and you chose to go on the other path. Then maybe you lied. Maybe you was promiscuous. Maybe you was wayward. You did whatever it is that you wanted to do. You was a teen mom. You whatever it is. I'm calling it out. I'm going down the list. You was spazzed. You was lying. Whatever the case may be, man, God still loved you. Period. Point blank. That man ain't never let up off of you, even though people did. Cause people can't see past what they want to see. But the prodigal son went out there, and who the father kept being so worried about? It wasn't the son who did everything that he wanted him to do. It wasn't the son that kept trying to suck up to him and do all this type of stuff. He was worried about his son that was out there in the world, because he still loved his child. God had his hand over the prodigal son, because he knew that he was destined for greatness. He had a purpose for this prodigal son. A lot of it, the purpose is being able to encourage people who have gone through the very same things you've gone through and watch God bless this person, so others who have gone through the very same thing that you've gone through, who at one point in time has been lost, who at one point in time has been wayward, who at one point in time fell by the wayside, who at one point in time had addictions and things of which they were battling, see that God did not let up off this person. Amen. You can't get that same deliverance. You can't speak to somebody if you ain't going through what the hell they done gone through. Period, point blank. How you gonna go understand what was going on in my mind, why I wanted to get out there in the world, if all you thinking is, well, you're not supposed to go out in the world, well, you're not supposed to do that, well, that is not the right way to do it in the Bible, in the Bible, in the Bible. Get up off the Bible. I did what I did. I knew right from wrong. I still chose to do wrong. Now say something. What you trying to say, that God don't love me? What you trying to say, God don't want to save me? What you trying to say, I'm not the child of God anymore? Because you're wrong. And the same thing happened to the prodigal son. He went out there and got out in the world. Some of y'all got out there in the world. God knew you was going to do this, man. This the thing. People sitting out here judging, man. God knew you was going to sit up here and get wayward and get up off your path. But he brought you right back on your path. Now say something. If what you did was just so grand, how people made it seem, then why did God still love you? Why he still came through for you and turned your whole life around and told you you've been reborn again? Don't worry about what these people say. Don't worry about what they did and the actions that they took. They didn't have the sense God gave them, because if they did, no matter what you did, they would have respected you for the person that you were to them. They would have went off the actions of which you showed them, not based off what you did in your personal or how you felt or how you was wrong. They would have looked at, okay, this person was a good friend to me, I'm going to be a good friend to them. But you didn't go through that. Oh, my family, you know, my cousins support me on my this or my that, so let me do the same. Nobody reciprocated the actions and the love that you gave to them, because they were so busy and so caught up on in their head about what the hell they heard about you in the street. And don't tell me nothing about, oh, well, Victoria, you said, no. I'm doing it because I'm passionate about this. Don't tell me nothing about, oh, how I'm saying hell and doing all this stuff. I'm trying to tell you something, man. If they was worth their grain of salt and talking about family is all we had, family would have stepped up outside their own pride and ego. And instead of having so much to say about what they was hearing about you, when you came around them, they would have been trying to give you a hug or give you love or kiss you and let you know, man, what's going on. Hang around me a little bit more, man. Don't listen. Come to my house. Drop your stuff off at my house. Chill with me for a little bit. I wanna run it up with you for a little bit. I wanna talk to you for a little bit. I wanna keep it real with you for a little bit. Prodigal son came back home. His father was so happy. Welcomed him back in as if nothing had ever happened, as if he never left, as if he never rebelled. You get me? He didn't judge him. He didn't hold back from him. God didn't judge him. God didn't hold back from him. It was like a time stamp. Before you could step into what God had for you, that had to be put on pause in order for you to go venture off. You did what you did, right? You did what you did. What the purpose that God had for you never went away. He never took that away from you because you chose to sin. He never took that away from you, and the promises and the abundance and everything that he has set up for you, right? Because you chose to sin, or because you chose to be of the world at one point in time in your life. That just was on pause. He paused that. And he was waiting for you to learn all the lessons that you needed to learn when you was going out there and sinning. When you was going out there and being of the world. And the second that you realize that this was not for you, and this was not the life for you, something you struck and hit. Something. I keep trying to tell you, man, y'all know when I hit it, I be hitting it because I be on point with it. Something struck when you was out there in the streets that made you say, you know what? This not for me, man. It's not for me. It's never been for me. I want what God has for me. And the second you said, you know what? I'm done with that. I'm going to come back. God said, I was waiting for you, my child. I got your blessing lined up for you right here. You thought God wasn't going to open and welcome you back with open arms. He was just waiting for you to learn what you had to learn. I don't care what it is that you did. I don't care how nasty, how dirty you did it. So what? You did it. We here. And when you came back, he said, welcome, my child. Big Daddy, whatever you call him, the Most High, he was just waiting for you. Waiting for you to just get back off that path and realize that that wasn't the path for you. But sometimes some people, we got to get up in it in order to realize that it's not for us. Thank you, Cherish Baby. We have to get up in it in order to realize that it's not for us. Some people, they able to listen. They able to be obedient. They off the bat. That's not you. So what? God still loves you. You've been reborn. So what? Let it go. Let these people go who can't accept you, the new you. They some haters anyway. They need to get on their path anyway. That's neither here nor there. God was standing. He was standing right there. You didn't expect that because of what you had went out in the world and did. Because of how people made you feel. These people was wrong. Family was wrong. But they'll never tell you that. See, that's the thing. This how you know people was wrong. They won't sit up here and tell you all the mess that they said behind your back and think that you don't know. But you know. It won't sit up here and tell you how they really felt about you when you chose to get on that path. But they didn't realize that as soon as you learned those lessons, God had a big blessing lined in store for you. He had a purpose over your life the whole time. Thank you, Naya. And he was standing there, baby. I don't care what you did. I don't care. I'm telling you right now on this live. Do you feel me what I'm saying? I don't care what you did in your past life. I don't care how you used to live. I don't care how many guys you was with. I don't care what you did. I don't care what you dabbled into. I don't care how many drugs you took. I don't care what you did, who you sold to, how you sold. Man, listen, I don't care how you screwed over people, how you lied. I don't care how you used to live your life. Do you hear me what I'm saying? God saw, and he still told you at the end of the day, when you chose to leave it all behind, when you said, you know what, God, I want what you have for me, amen. I don't want to be on this path no more, amen. God, forgive me. God, have mercy on my soul. God stood right there and said, I ain't never let you go. I was just waiting for you to come back to me. I was just waiting for you to come back to me. I knew if I kept trying and fighting, you were still going to rebel. So I had to let you go. Because I loved you. I had to let you go. So you would learn. I had to let you go. So you would figure it out on your own. But I never stopped loving you. I ain't never stopped praying for you. I ain't never stopped having my hand over you and covering you. God's power. That's the power of God. That's the power of God. That's what he do. See, people wasn't going to be able to really understand God's power if everyone did things the right way. We are imperfect beings. Do you hear me what I'm saying? We have to mess up. We have to go about our life and go through certain things in our life. And when people see of how God brought us up out of that, and when people see that God still loved us and had our hand, it encourages other people who are still there. And that's the whole thing about God, trying to save souls. How can he save a soul if he gonna be judgmental? How he gonna save a soul if he say, you know what, this soul don't want my help, so I'm gonna let them go, but I'm never gonna accept them back. I'm never gonna allow them to repent. Because he wants you to change. He wants you to change. Eventually he wants you to change. No matter how many times you repent and you ask for forgiveness, this man forgives you because he wants you to change. And so the prodigal son returned home, and his father was so happy. Some of y'all, man, you know, people who try to say what they try to say, it's some people in the midst of everything that you've gone through, there's some people who still have love for you. There's people who were still praying for you, even when you was out there in the streets. I'm trying not to cry again because people don't even realize, man, sometimes we want people to just love us and save us, but at that given point in time, it's like we still want to live our life the way that we want to live our life. People don't realize that's the battle and that's the struggle. But the God that we serve is such an awesome God. He allows you that room to mess up. He know that we're not perfect. He know that at the end of the day we're going to sin. But at the end of the day, it's not always about being perfect, or if you would have went back and stayed a virgin, maybe things would have went different. People still was going to talk and treat you a certain kind of way. Just from my experience, or maybe whatever your experience is, people still going to talk because it's spiritual warfare and God had his mark on you. You were going to go through something at some point in your life. But God was there. God was there. God was walking with you. And some of y'all didn't expect that. You didn't expect God to come through for you because you like, I've been so horrible. I haven't been living my life right. But God still came through for you. That should tell you something. That man ain't no judgmental person. He's a spirit. He's a spirit. People try to put a face on it. It's a spirit. At the end of the day, he's a spirit. That's why I tell y'all, talk to him like he's a regular person. He's right there listening. A higher power truly do exist. I'm telling you, man, God's power is something great. God stepped into to protect you from your enemies. When the devil thought that he had you, God stepped in to intervene. He sent his angels to surround you and to guide you through your deal. Y'all called out on his name, never no shame, and now you are healed. I'm trying to tell you something, man. All you had to do was just call on him. All you had to do was just call on his name. That's all you had to do. And he healed you. Oh, I wrote that. That was a song that came to me. That was a song that came to me. And so I had wrote that song. God stepped in, man, to protect you from your enemies. When I was sitting there and I was writing that song, and then I stepped back and I actually was going through it, I was like, God stepped in to protect you from your enemies. When that devil thought that he had you, God stepped in to intervene. Your enemies wanted their way with you. Your enemies tried to break you because of your sin. But he sent the angels to surround you and to guide you through your deal. Even when you was out there in sin, God was covering you. God was protecting you as you was going through. Then once you healed, you realized like all you had to do, you called out on his name. Never no shame. I don't care if you out in the street. I don't care. You not afraid to say thank you, God. You're not afraid to say your grace before you eat. Because you realized at one point in time in your life, man, you ain't had no money to go out here and be talking about you eating at 5-star restaurants and you able to leave a tip. You ain't have it like that. So before everything that you do, you go ahead and you call out that man. You go ahead and you call out his name. You praise him. You say, thank you, God. Thank you, God. Thank you for this meal. Thank you for my home. Thank you for getting me through. Thank you for delivering me. Thank you for loving me. Thank you for healing me. Thank you for progressing me. Thank you for elevating me. Thank you for lifting me. Thank you for encouraging me. Thank you for guiding me. Thank you for loving me. Thank you, Father God, for not letting my enemies have their way with me. Thank you, Father God. I had 10,000 enemies, Father God. You know people didn't want to see me win. But you placed me in a position to do just that. Thank you, Father God, for giving me power over my enemies, man. Who knows where I would have been? You had everything come through for me the way that it was supposed to come through for me. Do you feel me what I'm saying? Thank you, Father God. Thank you, Father God. Thank you, Father God. Thank you for my stability. Some people don't have it. I'm stepping outside my home. People living in tents. People is living in tents. Don't take what God is bringing your way for granted. But he brought it your way for all the hell that you went through, man. For how hard your enemies kept trying to go against you. And you wasn't afraid to call on that man's name. You didn't care who you was around. You didn't care how people viewed you. You spreaded that word. Thank you, Sienna. You spreaded that word. You took the word to others. You brought the word to others. You taught the word to others. You didn't just sit on your blessings and forget who brought you them blessings. Every day you gave that man thanks. Every day you gave that man thanks. Because people was trying to kill you and destroy you. They didn't have no reason. But you was God's baby. He never gave up on you, even when you didn't want to listen, even when you didn't want to read your Bible, even when you didn't want to be about the Lord or you wanted to be of the world. He had your back because he knew why you wanted to do that. You wanted to fit in, or some of y'all just wanted to get out there and figure it out for yourselves. But that man didn't give up on you. He was the only one that didn't give up on you. Even when others kept saying, man, if they want to be a detriment to themselves and they don't want to listen, then let them fall by the wayside. But God say, no. I'm not about to let mine fall by the wayside. I'm only backing up and allowing them to go and find out whatever it is they want to find out. So that when they realize that that is not for them and that's not the path that they want to be on, they got somebody that's right there waiting for them to help them get back on the right path. If I and God was not there, who knows where you would have been? Because everyone had given up on you. But that man was standing right there on that corner, man. Wherever you was at, he was standing right there. You feel me what I'm saying? And he said, I'm not going to give up on my baby. I'm not going to give up on him because I got a purpose for him. When everyone turn their back on him, I'm going to keep being there for him. Do you understand what I'm saying? Because they going to need somebody to fall back on. And y'all needed just that. Y'all needed someone to fall back on, man, after the world had spit you up and chewed you back out. As if you was nothing, like you was trash. Like you was never going to be nothing past that trash. Like you was never going to be nothing past the things that they put on you and what they spoke over your life. But God was right there. God was right there, even when you didn't expect that man to be, because all the stuff you did and how you kept turning your back on him. That's the God we serve, man. That's what people won't tell you. But I bring that truth. That's what people won't tell. That's what people won't preach. He was standing right there. And when you came to him and you said, God, I'm sorry. I want to be different. I want to change. I'm done with that. I don't want to do it no more. He renewed you. He restored you. Yeah, that's the flow that I got it from. I was listening to it and then that came to me. That came to me. But, whew. God was right there, man. Miss Snacks, thank you. Thank you, baby. God was right there. God was right there. And when y'all came back to him, man, some of y'all was so broken. But he knew if he didn't step in and save you, the enemy was going to try to destroy you and kill you and take you out. He wasn't going to let you die in your sin. And he didn't allow you and let you die in your sin. No matter what that sin is, he loved you. He kept praying for you. He kept looking out and over you. He had his hand over you. And when you was ready, when you was truly and really ready, you gave up all that stuff, he was right there. Took your hand. He lifted you up. He kissed you. He hugged you. He gave your life new meaning by giving you purpose. By giving you purpose, he gave you your life new meaning. So you can step into your new beginning. Because you have been reborn. Because you are changed. Because that old you is gone. You a totally different person. A totally different being. You think different. You understand different. You feel different. You talk different. You think different. You just different. So never mind what these people say. Because the only thing that matters at the end of the day is what God said. Because it's his way. And if he say that you different and you've been reborn, then that's the only thing that matters. So I want to thank y'all. I know that I've kept y'all on here past the time that I was originally trying, but at the end of the day, like I say, there's no time limit. There's no script on when you get out here and you trying to preach the word of God, or you just trying to spread motivation and inspiration, because sometimes that Holy Spirit will lead you down the way to say certain things and you can't get off until it's said. So I hope that I was able to touch someone. I hope that no matter what you're going through, man, that you keep pushing. It does not matter what you're going through, even if you still a work in progress. Continue to be that work in progress, because the main key, the key word is progression. You gradually taking those steps towards becoming a different and better person. It's not going to happen overnight. So whoever tell you that, they lying to you, and they not the people who you need to be around anyway. Whoever sitting up here can't accept you for the new you that you are, don't need to be around you. Whoever keep trying to bring up the past in whatever shape, way, form that they bringing it up, don't need to be around you. So I guess y'all gonna start going through the process of elimination once you get off this live, and realizing who you need to keep around you and who you need to do away with, because you are renewed, you have been restored, you have been reborn. Period. You're not the same person. So people can't try you the same way. They can't expect a certain outcome or look at you from a certain or a perspective that they have of you, because you're different. That can happen. People can change. Hello. And that's because of God's power and what he has for you and the purpose that he has over your life, man. So you know what? At the end of the day, I want you to understand that if you need a friend, you got it in me. You need love, inspiration. I know y'all know what I'm about to say. Y'all need inspiration, motivation, a life example. You know that you got it in me. You know that I'm your sister. I'm your family. I got your back. You know that I'm your confidant. At the end of the day, reach one, teach one, get these messages out there. Some of y'all have already been doing that. You've been sending me screenshots. You've been putting out there on your Facebook, putting it out there on social media, man. People need to hear this. Y'all know it. This ain't got nothing to do with me. This is the message. Let the Lord use you for good, man. If you know someone need to hear this, someone who's struggling with what the things that they've done, they feeling like God not going to forgive them or whatever the case may be, go ahead and direct them to this video, man. Direct them to this video. And at the end of the day, man, understand, man, reach one, teach one. We ride together, we slide together. JC Gang for life. I want y'all to stay prayed up and be blessed.